Welcome to Jurassic Park. The ultrasound, the largest creatures ever to live on the Earth. Despite their awesome size, these gentle giants pose no threat to us. Ahead in Stegosaur Springs, our journey continues. Heavy armor piercing protects these creatures from savage predators of the period. Ensuring healthy growth and balance of our ecosystem. Next up on our tour is Hadrosaur Hadrosaur to find the charming duck-billed Hadrosaurus. These enormous beasts.
Will terminate in 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Please join us again soon on your next visit to Universal Studios.
Go ahead, say it again.
Oh, it's awfully wet. Isn't it on?
It is. It wasn't.
Personal belongings and exit carefully to your right.
413. Yeah, we don't want to pay.
No.
You got it? You got it?
Yeah, didn't do it like that, didn't you?
And comfort. First of all, there's no smoke. Universal Studios has brought the biggest blockbuster ever thundering to life on this spectacular water ride. Make sure you don't miss the Jurassic Park river adventure. I wish it was just a movie. You can find that in the lower lot as well. Also in the lower lot, you can hop aboard a starbound bicycle in the E.T. adventure. Don't miss Lucia Tribute. It's a colorful, use these as stars' dressing rooms because the actors prefer motorhomes and trailers that can be brought closer to a set. Also in the early days of the studios, stars would contract out to one particular studio. They would then sound. Now we're crossing into our back lot. This is where we have 100th Century Fox film. And who can forget Marty McFly driving down this very road in Doc Brown's time-traveling DeLorean. On my side, you'll see the famous clock tower used in the Back to the Future movies. We had to change the courthouse square here to represent several different time periods. For the year 1955, we put a nice grassy lawn out front here, just like it is today. To update it to 1985, we changed the lawn into a parking lot. And then for the year 2015, set designers had to use their imagination and decide what the residents of Hill Valley would want their town looking like by then. Plane scene was filmed inside of 747. We're now going to take you down New York Street. You can see some of the Mrs. Santa Claus set. It's called New York Street because it's been the Big Apple in many movies over the years. But it has been many other cities throughout the world. It was Old London in Bram Stoker's Dracula, a Columbia production starring Winona Ryder and Gary Oldman. It was used as Seattle in the movie Harry and the Hendersons, and right here in Los Angeles for the movie Earthquake, filmed here back in the 70s. The snow on the ground is actually white sand. Also some white quilt batting that's being used as well. These sets are used for exterior metropolitan street scenes, but sometimes it becomes necessary to build an entire section of a city inside of a soundstage. And we've done exactly that right here. We're going to take you through this set. Now get your cameras ready. Strange things have been going on in here. He just said, oh, Fulton Avenue. That's where we are.
We're now hovering above the wreckage of a flooded L train. The helicopter decided to searching for. Wait! There's a trainload of people down there. We've got to go down and warn them. Attention, people on the track. You are in danger. Repeat.
Don't worry, everyone. We'll get you out of this.
Whoa.
Oh, look, there he is. It's getting up. us with King Kong, one of the world's largest animated creatures. King Kong stands over 30 feet tall and weighs 13,000 pounds, 600 of which is synthetic fur. King Kong first appeared to movie audiences in the 1933 RKO version of the film. That was starring Fay Wray. He made his comeback in 1976 with newcomer Jessica Lange. Silent film. And since then, we have used it. Wait a minute, did you see that? That beam just fell. I'm sorry, folks, but obviously we can't go over the bridge today. Shannon, I think we better take the alternate route and go around the bridge here. Shannon, what are you doing? We can't. Wait, Shannon, stop! We can't go over the bridge. It's falling apart. Shannon, stop! What are you looking? Okay. Don't worry, everyone. Shannon's a very good driver, and we seem to be just fine anyway. While we're up here, oh, hold on. Is everyone okay? Everyone's still with us? Oh, we made it. Shannon saved us. Actually, that bridge isn't so old at all. It was built back in the 70s. It operates hydraulically, and in a few moments you'll see it put itself right back together. There it goes. This bridge has appeared in many television shows over the years, including Quantum Leap, The $6 Million Man, and Bionic Woman. A little advertisement up there, I guess. We were filming an episode of Bionic Woman where the star Lindsay Wagner, who played Jamie Summers, had to leap from the water up to the bridge. Well, of course she couldn't do that, so we had a stunt double jump from the bridge down to the water and then reverse the film. Box derby cars used in the Little Rascals. A-Team's big black van. Many futuristic cars used in the Back to the Future movies, including Doc Brown's time-traveling DeLorean and Biff's black convertible. Also some futuristic stoplights used in Back to the Future Part 2. And you will see Lieutenant Columbo's gray Peugeot. We now go from Back to the Future back to the past as we enter Bedrock.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones, they're the monsters of each family. Down in Bedrock, they're a page right out of history.
Several set pieces used in the movie The Flintstones, including Barney and Betty Rubble's house. The Flintstones star John Goodman, Elizabeth Perkins, Rick Moranis, and Newsweek's Queen of Nice, Rosie O'Donnell. Most of these set pieces are made out of styrofoam. It's very easily shaped. We leave the past and head into the distant future with many set pieces used in the movie Waterworld. Make sure you don't miss Waterworld, a live Sea War spectacular when we get back to the entertainment center. Quite a good show. The Yellow Submarine was used in Sequest, DSV. And who can forget the Jeep that saved Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern from the Tyrannosaurus Rex in Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was directed by Steven Spielberg. He has made many very popular movies for Universal over the years. He made Jaws at the young age of 25. He made his first movie at the age of 13. He was earning a Boy Scout merit badge. That movie again, take a look at this scene. You may see some wristwatches and tennis shoes that slipped by the editors. Before we left today, someone mentioned to me that there was a 50-50 chance of rain. I don't... Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. 50-50 chance of rain. It's only raining on the driver's side. Over here on mine, it's nice and dry out. This area is known for its flash floods. I don't suppose that could happen today, do you? Wait a minute, watch out, here comes one out. Look how big there goes the tree. These are just some of Hollywood's special effects. by placing sprinklers up in the treetops. The flood is caused by dumping thousands of gallons of water at the top of the hill. The water is recycled. We'll pump it back up there and use it again and again. This is the same flood process that was used in The River, starring Sissy Spacek and Mel Gibson. This set appeared in Fletch Lives, starring Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase is no stranger to our backlot. He made another movie here for Orion called Three Amigos, in which he co-starred with Steve Martin and Martin Short. They made that right here in our version of Old Mexico. Janet Jackson made her music video Escapade here in Old Mexico, and it was transformed into Ancient Jerusalem for the television miniseries Masada, starring Peter Strauss and Peter O'Toole. We now leave Mexico, cross the border into Texas. We call this area 6 Points, Texas, because there's 6 roads leading into a common point. We used it extensively in our early Western films, and you'll want to notice the doorways around here. Each one is a different size. We used short, narrow doorways for the cowboys. They stood in front of them and appeared bigger, brawnier, tougher. Ladies stood in front of wider, taller...
I want you to tell our people to put their hands up, and I'm robbing this man.
Oh, he says, put your hands up near. Says he's robbing us. He has a gun, folks.
Now, hands up. Pop over here. Folks, you want to cooperate with me. Let's go. Hands up. Now we got some attention, huh? Let's go. Hands up. Let's go. That's good. That's good. That's good. Whoa. What, you think they hear me over the music?
Alright, what y'all do? Shut my piano player, huh? Odd figures, Nancy! Alright, that turns a mess. You get your hands up in the air and you walk down that street, you're going to jail.
And if I don't?
I don't know, maybe I'll shoot you.
You want to see me get shot? Oh. All right. Marshall, you, me. Count of 3. 1, 2. Yeah! All right! All right, let's have a good picture, big boy.
Come on now.
For more movie-making magic like that, make sure you don't miss the Wild, Wild, Wild West stunt show. In Warner Brothers' The Color Purple, you may remember that Whoopi Goldberg's character opened up a dress shop at the end of the movie. That was right here in 6 Points, Texas. Several of the sets in 6 Points are practical sets. There are rooms inside for interior filming, as opposed to the facades that we saw back in the metropolitan area. Coming up on my side, you'll see the top of the lighthouse that was used in Casper, starring Christina Ricci and Bill Pullman. Also on my side is the lake that we use for above-water film sequences. When action calls for dropping below the water, we take our actors and crew over to the water tank on the driver's side, put our actors inside, keep the crew nice, warm, and dry outside, and film the actors through the windows on the sides. As we come around the corner on the driver's side, you'll see the lioness and then film them close up, and they would appear to be life-sized and real ships on a real ocean. We're now at one of the more memorable locations on our lot, the Red Sea, inspired by Paramount's The 10 Commandments. You may remember Charlton Heston as Moses standing at the top of the cliff, raising his staff and commanding the parting of the waters. Well, here at Universal we do it this way. Part the waters. And there we have it. This special effect was first created for the 1923 version of the film. The director Cecil B. DeMille created it by taking a block of frozen gelatin, cutting it in half, and melting it together again with gas jets. They then reversed the film and made it appear as though the Red Sea was parting. As we go through the Red Sea, please make sure you have all of your personal belongings off the floor, just in case they get a little bit wet. Please remain seated, keep your arms and legs inside, and have your cameras ready. You'll get a great sea level shot. there's more water just around the corner here in Hollywood, so watch out. On my side, you see a large black telephone, and you'll see another one on the driver's side. These were used in The Incredible Shrinking Woman, starring Lily Tomlin. To make it appear as though she was shrinking, we just put her next to increasingly larger props. Props are very important to movie making. On the driver's side, you'll see our prop warehouse building 487 houses over 1 million props. A prop is anything that's not nailed to the set. That can be pencils and paper clips to priceless art objects, antique furniture, and even lighting fixture. The Roman soldiers to go into battle. These sets can be any government building, embassy, or museum in the world just by changing the set decorations. In fact, the building on my side is our embassy building, and it can be literally any embassy in the world just by changing the flags out front. It's as easy as that. The City Slickers, a Castle Rock production starring Billy Crystal, Daniel Stern, and Bruno Kirby. The three of them were running down this very street being chased by bulls in the opening scene of the movie. Fans of Spelling Entertainment's Beverly Hills 90210 may recognize this as Paris, France, from the episodes in which Brenda and Donna went to France. Take a look at the cobblestones on the ground. Those are actually a creative illusion of Hollywood. They are pressed cement, not real cobblestones at all. On my side, we are looking at the Court of Miracles, named after the Miracle Man, a 1919 film starring the man of 1,000 faces, Lon Chaney. Most of Universal's horror monsters have appeared here over the years. Dracula, played by Bela Lugosi, appeared here, as well as the Hunchback of Notre Dame, played by Lon Chaney Sr., and the Wolfman, played by Lon Chaney Jr. Even the most famous monster, Frankenstein's monster, first appeared to townspeople right here in this courtyard. An interesting note about Frankenstein's monster, the role was originally offered to Bela Lugosi, but he turned it down because the part had no lines, and he didn't want to deal with all of the extensive makeup that was required. So instead they offered it to an unknown actor. His name was William Henry Pratt. Mr. Pratt accepted the role, but he didn't think that his name was ominous enough for horror films. So he changed it. We know him as Boris Karloff. Little Europe here was first built, so we've been given the okay to take you through this set. This set is unique here in Hollywood because it's the only two-level set. Once we get inside, around us you'll see a subway station. Up above us is a busy urban street scene. So we can do continuous action from one set to another. This is called a hot set because everything is dressed and ready to go for filming. You'll notice all the lights and props are in place. Don't worry everyone, just one of our slight California tremors. Everyone, please remain calm and remain seated. Oh, another group. We've just taken part in one of Hollywood's most sophisticated live special effects. Earthquake, the big one, simulates an 8.3 quake on the Richter scale. As you can see, there's no limit to what we can bring to the big screen. Here in Hollywood, we can reproduce any disaster, natural or otherwise, safely and on cue for our cameras. This area was used in The Spoilers, starring the Duke himself, John Wayne. On the driver's side, you'll see the sign welcoming everyone to Amity Island. Amity Island is the small town that was terrorized by the great white shark in the movie Jaws. Jaws won 3 Academy Awards, and just one moment, that man should not be fishing out there. Hey, you need to get out of there. There's been shark warnings in this area. Turn around, look, there's a shark right behind you. He's not even listening. Oh no. We've been trying to catch this shark on a baited hook attached to that yellow float. Oh, he's taking it. He's taking the pill with him. Hold on, everyone. Please check and make sure the person that was sitting next to you is still there. You've just survived Jaws, presented by Ocean Spray. If you take a look, watch out. Amity Island doubled as Cabot Cove, Maine for the television series Murder, She Wrote. When we get to the other side of the lake, take a look back across. You'll see the set where Angela Lansbury rode her bicycle down in the opening sequence of that show. This set has appeared in many episodes of Murder, She Wrote. Angela Lansbury is a very popular actress that got her start in movies. She has also starred in Broadway shows. Out of 5, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas starred Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. This set was first built inside of a soundstage on our front lot and later moved up here. It is a practical set with rooms inside for interior filming. And Miss Mona's backyard doubled as Jessica Fletcher's backyard in Murder, She Wrote. We're now going to take you through a neighborhood that has housed some of your favorite television families and movie families throughout the years. I'll be pointing out the houses on the driver's side. The first one was the sorority house in National Lampoon's Animal House. The next one, cream-colored house with beige trim, was the home used in Harvey, starring James Stewart. The gray house with white trim, number 210, is more commonly known as 1313 Mockingbird Lane, home of the Munsters. The yellow house with gray bricks was the home of the Hardy Boys. After the Hardy Boys moved out, Lassie moved in. And the cream-colored house, again with beige trim, was the home of Doris Day and James Garner in the movie The Thrill of It All. Doris Day lived in just about every single one of these houses at one time or another. The colonial-style mansion with white columns was originally built for Uncle Tom's Cabin, and it was later used as the sanitarium in Harvey. This set back in here is called Anytown, USA, because with set decorations, it can be any small town in the United States. The brick building on the driver's side was Beaver Cleaver's schoolhouse in Leave It to Beaver. And the gray church just behind us on the driver's side was Little Eddie Munster's schoolhouse in the Munsters. These sets were used extensively in the movie The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher. And we just finished using this neighborhood for a movie called Leave It to Beaver. It is, of course, based on the television show of the 50s and 60s. And you will see the new Cleaver household on the driver's side, the cream-colored house with brown bricks and the basketball hoop. This movie will be starring Janine Turner from Northern Exposure as June Cleaver, and Chris McDonald as Ward. You may remember him from Quiz Show. Many of you may not have realized that the Hardy Boys lived in the same neighborhood as Nancy Drew. Her house is the Mint Green House. Next to her lived another very famous detective. The White House with blue trim was the home of Ben Matlock for a couple of seasons of Viacom's Matlock. And the tan house with brown trim was the House of Seven Gables, which starred Vincent Price. Vincent Price made a horror film for Universal called The Tower of London. And after that movie, this house is one of the most famous sets in Hollywood. It's built on 7/8 scale. so that it will appear farther away from the Bates Motel, which we will also see in one moment. And Norman Bates could stand in front of the house and he would appear larger than life. As we come around the corner, it's now on my side. Psycho was directed by Alfred Hitchcock, and after he released the movie, he would not allow late audiences to come in. The reason being because Janet Leigh's character dies early in the film, and he did not want late audiences to come in looking for her throughout the rest of the movie. So he just didn't allow it. On my side, as we come around the corner, you'll see the famous Bates Motel. If you're looking for a place to stay while you're here in Southern California, I'm sure there's a vacancy or two, or 12. We're going to take you up to the Psycho house, and as we go around the front of it, look in the upper window. You may see Mother rocking away up there. Now this house is a shell. It has 4 walls and a roof, however no interior rooms. It's for exterior scenes only. This area is our wilderness area. We keep it undecorated so that it can be any wilderness area in the world. This is where the raptor pit was located in Jurassic Park. Right now we're getting it ready for the continuing adventures of Jurassic Park. It's called The Lost World, and you'll want to watch for that around this time next year. Inside, you'll see the world's largest freestanding backdrop. It was placed here for the 4th Jaws movie, Jaws the Revenge. We used it more recently for the splashdown scenes of Apollo 13, and TLC recorded their music video Waterfalls in front of the backdrop. If you remember the girls standing on the water dancing, they were in front of that beautiful blue sky. The log cabin was used in The Great Outdoors, starring John Candy and Dan Aykroyd. Also, Paul Bunyan and his big blue ox were used in that movie as well. Here in Hollywood, it's very easy for us to go from sea level to ski level just by turning the corner. This area is covered in ice and snow. The only way for us to get back to the entertainment center is through the ice tunnel just around the corner. Now this area is known for its avalanches, so it's very important that everyone remain absolutely silent. Even the slightest noise could set off an avalanche. Starts to get to. Don't worry, just close your eyes and hold on tight. Yet another creative illusion of Hollywood. It may surprise you to know that we remained on level ground throughout the entire ice tunnel. Not once did we tilt. If that got to you, don't worry, it also got to the $6 Million Man. We were filming an episode of that show where the star Lee Majors had to run through the ice tunnel. It took numerous takes because every time he got just inside, he was a bit... Also, this is the first view that E.T. had of Earth when he began his adventure here. To see when you leave the tour in just a few moments. Now would be a good time to take a look at your studio guide, bro.
It looks like it's Helen! Return signal!